Hello YouTube and welcome to my channel eddieinreadingland. My name is Eddie and today I'm bringing you my favorite depictions of the star card. Okay guys, so like I said in the introduction, we're going to continue on in the series that I'm doing with my favorite depictions of the cards. And today it's going to be the star card. And as always, I'm going to have 2 honorable mentions in my 3 top picks. And these are also only from the tarot that I currently own. So maybe that will change once I start getting more newer tarot. But let's start. Let's see. If we go over here. Oh, let me just put this closer before we change to the other. There we go. Okay, guys. Here is the star card from the Black Tarot by Victoria Iva. I believe her name is Victoria Iva. Yes, Victoria Iva. Now, the reason why I love this star card so much, or is an honorable mention, it's because is this burst of healing energy in the darkness. And I also love the fact that, especially Victoria does this a lot with her, with most of her tarot, there's an abstract representation of the star card that we as tarot readers are able to use. And it's able to convey the message of the star card. And I think that Victoria did an amazing job with the star card. I mean, it just looks like a supernova blasting in the universe. And which seems very appropriate to me because even though it would seem like destruction, we also know that from debris from supernovas or from bursts of energy, things are birthed too. That's one of the theories of how the universe got started, guys. So it seems very appropriate to me that this star card would be such a burst of energy. But I feel like it's a very healing and very positive, very calming and warm and expansive energy that is just flowing through this card, and I really, really like it. And I know that this is black and white, and we're basically just seeing a bunch of gray here, but it has so much life in this grayness. It's very exciting to see such a card emanate such feelings, the appropriate feelings from the star and the symbology of it. So I just wanted to show you guys this because I love it. I love the fact that it's abstract. I love the fact that we can see that it's the star card. And I just thought it was very original of Victoria to do this for the star card. I think and the reason why I think that it's more healing energy, it's the undulations on the strings here. They just seem more like healing. It doesn't seem like, you know how the explosions just feel bursting straight in all directions. This feels more like a flow, and I think that's the reason why I very much like this and that I'm able to associate healing with it. Again, inordinately original of Victoria, because in order for her to convey such feeling and meaning using abstract art, excellent, perfect, love this, love this. But the next one is the star card from Tarot of the Enchanted Forest, and this is by Rosana Paula. There's something so expressionistic and surreal about this star card that I very much like, and I like surreal art as well. I tend to like more abstract, expressionistic, and surreal art because it's more difficult to define, and it's difficult, and it actually is asking you to stare at it more for you to try and figure out all of the things that it's trying to tell you, which is, and sometimes it's such a difficult thing to do because Um, sometimes just the author, the painter just did the piece of art just because they wanted to. There was actually nothing behind it other than just portraying beauty. And this is the same sort of feeling that I get from this star card. I love the fact that her hair is expanding into the night and into the galaxy, into the cosmos, and we're able to see this very normal and usual portrayal of the star card in such a refreshing way, in such a cosmic way. She both looks human and alien at the same time. We can see that she's actually pouring healing water into this lake, swamp, or body of water, whatever we want to call it. I like to think that it's a lake, especially because of the foliage here. I'm not really sure. Maybe this is what is this? What are these plants called? They have a name. Gods. Anyway, but yeah, I think that it's a lake. But I also like the fact that it's so bright even though it's nighttime, and I also like the fact that she may be starting another different body of water here on this side and pouring into this other side. So it feels the whole thing feels very appropriate. It feels very usual to me, but also it feels very healing. And as you guys probably can tell, I like the fact when the star card is able to portray healing versus hope. I like healing more. I also do read it as hope, but I feel that healing is a better keyword and it's a better theme for the star card. The other thing that strikes me really differently about this star card is that we're not seeing just one major star. Usually we have that major star and then we have other stars surrounding it, but this is just the constellation of stars here that we're seeing, and I really like that. The star card doesn't necessarily have to be about the star symbol, but of the meaning that it's portraying. So very much like this. The other thing that I like about this card is the colors. Oh my god, this electric blue going into navy blue is so appropriate for the star card. It just seems to be that the combination of colors was meant to be. Rosanna did an excellent job with colors in this deck, even though the figures and some of the backgrounds are still quite pale and dull. I'm not saying that the art is dull. I'm just saying that the colors are. But it just works so well. There's such a interesting and minute detail of color here that it's just so good. I think that what Rosanna did was first sketch out these cards and then added color after adding the shade for the cards, but I couldn't very much confirm this, and it's just a supposition on my part. But as in any case, love as well that we can see that obviously we have the Trump of Aquarius here, and that's also quite important to me for this for the star card. I mean, it's a beautiful surreal depiction of the star card, and it's actually, I think that from all of these that I have here, the most like the Rider-Waite Smith that I have. But yeah, so continue moving on with the star card. My third favorite star card is this one. This is a star card from the Dream Vision Tarot by Emma Zhang. Emma has definitely made some of the most interesting and original tarot decks out there. Her art style is also quite cosmic. And I think that this is a prevalent theme in the star card for me now that I'm seeing it and even the next two that I'm going to show you guys. I think the prevalence is that cosmic healing feeling. And this depiction over here is no exception. I love the fact that Emma is able to use such bright colors against such dark colors, and it just looks so good. So good. She also has a fantastic eye for color and color use, because some of these colors I wouldn't think to use because they typically don't look good together, but clearly I'm wrong, because I love these colors in the star card. Um, Also very much like the fact that the vessels that we're seeing here being poured are this cosmic being's hands, and the fact that they're producing the water and feeding it to, well, I'm not really sure what they're feeding, but clearly there's a pouring of healing energy coming out of their hands, and we heal typically with our hands. It's so symbolic, it's so meaningful. It's very touching, it's very moving. The other thing that I like about this star card a lot is the fact that even though we have the focus being obviously this main star over here, Emma did such an amazing job that we are able to go around the image and also appreciate what's surrounding it. I think that is because, again, the bright colors strike really well with the dark ones, so your eye comes to the bright colors, goes to the next brightest or less bright, and then all the way to the darker ones. And there's just a hint of color here that just makes you wonder what it is, and so that's why your eye catches it on top. A genius. I love this. Love this star card. I also like the fact that this is also a bit surreal. It's just so good. I really like it. There is healing here. There's hope here, but there's also wish. There's also a feeling of I'm making a wish on this card, and this being. We have this being listening to you and giving you the opportunity to make that wish come true, as if giving you that also feels like that's what this card is doing. So I very much like that. I also like the fact that we have various constellations of stars here, and it seems very appropriate. It seems very expansive for the star card, and I very much like that. I tend to like expansion when it comes to the cards. If there's a good depiction of expansion of the feeling of the card, I'm very, very, very happy with it. And like I said, this one is no exception. This also reminds me of the goddess Nut or Nut from the Egyptian pantheon, and she was basically the mother universe, the night sky. And she was a very powerful goddess, or is a very powerful goddess, depends on who you ask. And that's what's giving me this card is also giving me those vibes, but even more so on the my favorite depiction of the star card, and we'll see that in a second. But moving on to my second favorite depiction of the star card, and here it is. This is the star from the Starbound Fantasia by Taylor Ellis, and again we have here this theme of expansion with the star card that I very, very much like. But the reason why I like this so much is because there's so much symbology to pull from in this card. And to give you an example, Taylor also did an amazing. Well, I was gonna go into the symbols, but first I'm gonna say that he did a really good job in bringing the focus of the card here on the top and making us look down. And that's probably because of these pouring vessels over here going down. It's almost as if he's literally guiding us to go up and then look down. Again, very genius. I love it. I love it when artists know what they're doing, and I love it when they are capable of doing something like that, because it's just so good. It's so delicious. I love it. But here we have the 7-pointed star. which usually we seldom see outside of the Crowley deck. Usually we either see a 8-pointed star, a 6-pointed star, or a 5-pointed star. 7-pointed star usually are related to Crowley. And this is a very Crowley-esque, well, not Crowley-esque, tarot inspired deck. But it does deviate from it quite. Maybe it doesn't deviate that much. But it also has elements of the Rider-Waite-Smith and also has elements of Marseille, as I came to learn later on. But as in any case, love the prismatic rainbow over here emanating from the star card. Again, the expansiveness of the light and how inclusive it's being with this rainbow. Or at least I'm choosing to believe that the star will take anyone, regardless of race, gender, sex. The star doesn't care. The star will heal anybody, whether we think they deserve it or not. And I like that. I love the fact that we have this also very humanoid alien being with this gorgeous hair, just expanding their awareness, expanding their healing, expanding their being. And you can see that this person's whole being is to heal, to pour the waters of healing through this filter, this rainbow filter, into the universe, and to have people take from it and heal from it. It's just so good. I very, very much like that. I know that it's really difficult to tell, but sorry guys, I needed a little bit of hydration. The amphora have scales and they look like fish. And they also have stars in the middle, but that's really, really difficult to see. Oh, there we go. As you guys can see, also, we have vulnerability, which I also tend to like in the star card, with this naked being over here. Very much appreciate that. It's I like vulnerability in star cards. There's a strength in vulnerability that I like, and this star card definitely doesn't disappoint with that. As you guys can see, here we have what I was talking about. She is pouring this liquid into this cup over here, this dark cup, which I interpret as being the universe or the cosmos. But I could be wrong. And I don't know if you guys are able to see, but we also have avians. Birds. Coming out and into the star card. I don't remember if these are eagles. I think they are eagles, guys. I could be wrong. But I like the fact that there is an intellectual aspect to this star card because Aquarius being an air sign, typically people depict it as being more watery, and with good reason. I mean, Aquarius is the water bearer, right? But we tend to forget that Aquarius is an air sign, and it's actually more intellectual than it is emotional. So I very much like that. I very, very much like that. This is my second favorite card, mostly because, well, I mean, this is beautiful art. This is a beautiful image, but mostly because of the symbology. It's so rich for me, and I can pull from it so much. And it just really makes my heart really happy to see this star card out there, because it's a very refreshing take on the star card, and it has that expansion that I like as well. So yeah, I will talk about this star card forever. So I'm just gonna go ahead to my favorite representation of the star card, and that is this one. This is the star card from the Dream of Nile Tarot by Emma Zhang again. And I say again because this is the second time that I choose a card from her decks. This is the goddess Nut or Nuit. I'm not really sure how to pronounce her name correctly. I don't think that anyone does. I mean, does anybody know how to speak ancient Egyptian? We know how it may sound, but we can't be sure of how to pronounce it. But I'm pretty sure that there's a correct pronunciation in English. I love, again, how vulnerable and how doting and giving this being, this goddess is. And I love the fact that we have her being the universe and having this expansion of the mind over here. As you guys can see, her mind is expanding, her knowledge is expanding, her healing is expanding, her hope is expanding. This is also a wish granting goddess. As you guys can see here, we have stars surrounding her body, in her body, and I choose to interpret that those are granted wishes from people who have petitioned her. And the only reason why I'm saying that is because we have this pyramid over here, and we have this small little human over here being emanated or illuminated or granted that wish. Pyramids are vessels of energy, of energy going up, and I feel like this enclosure with this human over here is a way that this being is telling you, you're in my space, you're being granted this wish, and then go out into the world and do good with it and do what you can with it and move on. It's such a good feeling because yes, there's nothing wrong with wish granting, but I feel, and probably it's because of my more analytical and logical mind, but I feel like it's more realistic to have a goal and attain it, and then use that goal to do better and bring others some good as well. Because once you attain something that you want, usually people just move on to the next thing, but they don't share it. They don't share that gift that you were giving, that goal that you got just attained. They don't share it. They don't want others to well, maybe that's not the correct way to say. I feel like you should pass it on. If you have something and you're able to use that to further another person or to help another person, that is also another message of the star card that usually we don't see it. And it's one of the preferred things that I would like to see on the star card. This sort of wish granted, now take it and please give it to somebody else, pass it along, expand it to somebody else. It's a more flowy feeling than just being stagnation, right? Than just being granted something and then feeling the satisfaction and then nothing. There's nothing else. So this is what the star card is, and this is why this is my favorite depiction of the star card, because she has granted us a wish, but she also has given us another goal, and that is to pass it on. Love the colors on this. I seem to really like navy blues and electric blues for the star card, and this golden pyramid over here just makes a beautiful contrast with this darker image and this illuminated space over here. This nothingness over here also makes sense for the star card, mostly because, again, we have an opportunity to expand here, to expand the universe even more, as if the message here is that the universe is expanding, as if this being is still expanding. So it's a work in progress, is a movement and not something stagnant, which is exactly what I like. It's just so many good things that I see in this star card, and it makes me smile, and it makes me hopeful, and it gives me a sort of next steps, sort of purpose after getting or having been blessed with this gift, or having been blessed with this healing. Yeah, this is a beautiful card, and I don't think that I have ever gotten this star card when I have used the Dream of Nile Tarot. Hopefully, I will at some point. But there you go, guys. These are my favorite representation of the star card. Let me know in the comments below which one is your favorite representation of the star card. I would love to find out. But as in any case, thank you so much for being here, guys. And until the next one, bye, YouTube. That's that. Need to take my puppers out. Need to take the puppers out. Need to take the puppers out. Need to take the puppers